Всем привет, дорогие подписчики, зрители канала, с вами Карбончик. Решил некоторое время побегать немножко по дополнительным квестам. Сегодня решил выбрать, найти могильщика, я думаю, вот попробуем, начнем прямо с него. Далеко вообще он находится, квест нет? Так, и имеет ли метку, этот квест вообще метку? Так, сейчас посмотрим, не совсем понимаю. Так. Так, найти могильщиков. Почему этот квест вообще не хочет? А, центруется, вот. Сколько? По-моему, это очень далеко. Ой, нахер, далековато будет. Так. Понятно, все квесты в другой территории, просто поэтому так далеко кажется. Так. Ну это у нас объято. Так, да. Ну попробуем вот это, но это, наверное, тоже далеко где-то. Да-да, все это далеко. Ладно, пошли по основному квесту. Как всегда, нарвался. Вот. Тихо, 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 тихо. Ну это серьезно, ну что ты достала, а? Все время бомбит, что он не может достать до противника. Я еле с одним справился. Прикол. Так, пока я шел к цели, к своему квесту основному, тут стало достаточно любопытненько.
You must prepare, child, for the earth is bleeding and the harvest is upon us.
Stay away, whoever you are.
This is no time for petty quarrels, my champion. Can you not hear? The famished queen has awoken.
Почему? Мне наоборот любопытно, я хочу узнать у него всю информацию.
I insist.
Son, do you not see? You are the healing balm.
I had to kill Mary.
I have known your pain, child. Do not succumb to...
Silence! I dismiss you now.
The land calls for a champion. All and everyone needs you.
Silence.
Забавно. Куча вопросов.
Tired of all these puppet shows.
Забавно. То есть у нас, как у игрока, который следит за игрой, ну то есть всего. Фига себе. Эй. Эй.
They want war. I'll show them war.
Whatever this poor woman did, nobody deserves this kind of punishment.
Блять, что, нельзя было сразу? Почему ты воюешь вместе с ними, не понимаю. Ты же ёбаный вампир, блядь. Я не могу драться? Почему? Он что? А, вот они между собой пиздятся или нет? На кровь кончилась. покушать. Какой-то он слишком обычный, он должен быть каким-то боссом, блядь. Должно быть сложно как-то с ним драться, что ли. Он же тоже икон, как никак. Он восполнил свой хп от меня. А что я должен в этот момент делать, тут мне интересно просто. Не серьезно, что ли? Что это такое вообще непонятное? Как-то даже, блин, было неожиданно, что ли, жестко. Я не говорю, что этот хуй потнее, чем... Нужно кровь восполнить срочно. Ты жди пока. Ну, естественно, не был потнее Мэри, но что это вообще было? На меня напал икон. И это был просто моб. Лол, это был моб. То есть ни о чем. Просто персик. Ну, типа... Просто... Не играбельный даже какой-то персонаж, типа... Ни на что не повлиявший. Вот так батова, да? Так, а где я вообще сейчас? Безопасное место? Нет, на него не похоже совсем. Мне сюда не надо. Так, выход. Куда мы вообще прёмся-то? А, понятно, нам надо вот туда. Я очень туда пошел. То есть этот чувак вообще был не как не квест, ничего, просто типа случайно повстречали вампира и ну, завалили его. Прикол. Он такой, он пользовался быстрым оружием. Кстати, по-моему, я поднял это быстрое оружие его. Или нет. Ну ладно, чё. Нам сюда нужно было, кстати говоря. Я немножко сбился с пути.
So this is where she lives. What a splendid house.
Да, особняк ничего такой.
Doctor, welcome. How are you?
As good as one can be, considering the circumstances.
Yes. Death and affliction seem prevailing themes of late. Please, come in. We have much to discuss.
I hope I haven't disturbed you.
Not at all. Actually, I was counting on you visiting me tonight.
How strange, this painting. Beautiful, melancholic, yet with a haunting dignity.
Indeed. A long time ago, a friend asked me to paint this for him. But I kept it in the end.
I did not know you were a painter, my lady.
There are many things you do not know about me, young Ekon.
Stop calling me that.
Please excuse my behavior, Jonathan. I tend to tease my friends when uneasy.
What is bothering you, my lady? Your letter was quite alarming.
We will talk about this in a few minutes. For now,
Искать себя.
I came to the conclusion that my maker, whoever he might be, must be a powerful vampire. Certainly extremely old.
How have you reached this conclusion?
I felt this power radiating like an aura every time he appeared.
Most ancestral vampires of England were killed by the Guard of Prewen half a century ago. I wonder who your maker could be.
You have no idea who he could be?
Some of the ancient ones fled England. Some may still be in hiding. All I know is you, my friend, are a pawn in some secret and obscure game of chess.
He is the only immortal I've seen appear in an ethereal form. His voice, his words seemed ancient. It was disturbing.
I am afraid you are right. The simple fact that your blood made Mary such a strong
Там Ирина знает.
proves that you must be of ancient lineage.
Про Мэри она знает, то, что я сделал ее такой сильной. Вообще да, но Мэри, походу, очень хорошо покушала перед боем. Там прям какая-то скиллуха была нереальная. Там прям левел зашкаливал. Реально вот это вот дерьмо, которое было, она очень быстро двигалась и поточила еще во время боя, но все равно.
My sister Mary, she was made a vampire in the same way I was. She was the one killing all those people everywhere I went.
Vengeance is a powerful force for those betrayed. Made vampire through careless error. Victims by surprise.
I swear I did not intend that. If only I had known then how vampires are created.
That is the scientist speaking. In truth, most of us do not know.
Как я полагаю,
Personally, I make sure my prey will not return to haunt me.
What do you mean?
I am merciless, Jonathan. I only feed on the dying, and I make sure they are dead before leaving their remains.
Инна, я думаю, что именно наша... Ну, то есть Мэри стала именно вампиром, потому что он выпил не всю кровь. Он выпил очень мало, то есть он очухал, он глотнул чуть-чуть, его отмутнило, так сказать, и он понял, что он творил, и перестал это делать. И в итоге Мэри, то есть, ну, было достаточно в ней внутренности, чтобы стать вампиром. Ну, как моя логика. Вообще, по идее, думаю, что это достаточно сложный обряд, сложное дерьмо, и, ну, вот, тебе просто так вампиром не сделать.
In the end, she implored me to put an end to her misery. But still, I felt I had taken her life twice.
I am so sorry for my accidental cruelty. Had I known your dear Mary was still alive, I would never have sent you to pray for her soul in that church.
There is no need to apologize, my lady. Your words have been most helpful in these difficult times.
Thank you, my friend. If only we could have guided your poor sister through her terrible nightmare.
I think I should ask the questions, your ladyship. After all, it was you who invited me to settle this most urgent of matters.
Fair enough, Jonathan. The situation is critical. We do not have...
По-моему, время — все, что у них есть. У них до
Please
хрена
don't
времени.
misunderstand me. I would be delighted to discuss mundane matters and idle trivialities.
If we survive the dark nights to come, we shall have all the time in the world to speak, you and I. For now, please follow me, Jonathan.
I must say, your house is exquisite.
One of the advantages of living forever is having the time to be selective with one's furnishings. I took the liberty of having tea served.
You can still drink tea.
Can't keep it down, but I do so enjoy the aroma. Let us toast to make-believe. And of course, to your health, Jonathan.
And to yours, my lady.
Понюхать и положить на место? Классная идея.
Please, call me Elizabeth.
So, my lady, why truly did you invite me here?
I've been asked to deliver an official invitation to meet the Ascalon Club.
Вообще, по идее, короче, она выглядит как-то более свеженько, более человечно, чем вот наш герой. Почему красные глаза у него есть, у нее нет? Возможно, он более силен или наоборот. Вот эти вот на лице капилляры, что ли, так назовем, более вздутые такие достаточно. Может, это тип его лица. Может, если красные глаза вообще убрать, то, по идее, он будет выглядеть вполне себе нормально. Но непонятно. Как-то она более свеженько выглядит.
Who are they?
are the embodiment of vampire law in Britain. Some say they influence the destiny of the Empire. Some believe they merely protect it.
How many are they?
Only a small number of powerful and deceitful immortals. All of them entangled in a sticky web of shadow cabinets, influencing trade.
Will they fight the guard of Prewen?
I doubt it. Fergal was Lord Redgrave's executioner forever and a day. By defeating that beast, you deprived them of a powerful weapon.
Про того синего чувакаша, которого я завалил, она говорит, что я его типа завалил. И лишил их оружия.
Why use you to contact me?
Because they know we are close. The Ascalon Club has many spies. Their main occupation is gathering information and then deciding how to use it.
Why not ask for your help? Since you are obviously a powerful and influential immortal yourself.
You have to understand that I am invisible to the eyes of Ascalon, for I am a woman. That suits me well, as long as they leave me alone.
Have they threatened you in any way?
Not at all. Their message surprised me at first, but it is only logical, considering the critical situation in London.
Should I trust them?
Of course not. Do not misunderstand me. They can be very useful, but I believe their long-term goals differ from yours.
Why meet them then?
Because nothing truly important can be achieved in this city without their consent. They could be powerful allies in this current situation.
Should I lie to them?
We all lie, Jonathan. It falls to you to choose your behavior. The most important rule is to show them due respect.
Не уверен, что ей-то можно доверять на самом деле.
They have done nothing but impede my investigations since I became known to them. Why would they want to see me now?
I guess they now see you as Ascalon material. They must have found out what happened to your sister. Proof of the potent blood flowing through your veins.
I'm not sure I can accept their invitation. I have seen their handiwork. How Fergal the Beast imposed the club's law.
You have no choice, Jonathan. Even I would not openly defy Lord Redgrave, the chairman of the Ascalon Club.
How powerful?
The Ascalon Club may be the most influential.
They are not all immortals. How is that?
The club is mainly comprised of political figures who seek the safety and expansion of the Empire. The most loyal are awarded immortality.
Any familiar or famous names?
As the richest, most relentless British tycoon, Aloysius Dawson is considered ideal Ascalon material and has been watched for years.
What can you tell me?
Lord Redgrave is the founder and chairman of the Ascalon Club. Most mortals know him as the Earl of Bristol. He is rich and extremely influential.
How old is he? How long has he been a vampire?
Lord Redgrave claims to be the progeny of William Marshall, the most valiant knight who ever lived. If that is true, he could be very old.
Have you met him?
Only on rare occasions, for he never goes outside the club. And women are not awarded membership, even immortals.
If you are convinced I must meet him, I will heed your advice.
Thank you, Jonathan. I understand your reluctance to brush shoulders with London's vampire elite. But we have no choice.
Is the situation that critical?
Yes. The Guard of Prewen has called for a second great hunt of our kind. And they will stop at nothing to eliminate us.
What is a...
The first great hunt was launched about 75 years ago. In just a few nights, the Guard of Prewen located...
How did you survive the first
I fled, Jonathan. Like most vampires who survived that slaughter. And I secretly came back when I was sure they had lost my trail.
Why stop?
Priwen has always seen us immortals as a threat to mankind. My guess is they suspect one or more of us is the cause of the epidemic.
Will the guard of Priwen and the Ascalon Club fight each other?
I doubt it. If Priwen really launched a great hunt, I think most of the Ekons I know would flee the country to escape the bloodbath.
I think I saw them kill an Ekon on the way to your house. They seem to have a list with names.
To launch another great hunt, they must have collected intelligence on vampire identities and whereabouts. They are a resourceful lot.
You should flee then. Leave London, the country even. I have seen the guard in action. They are merciless.
Your concern warms my heart, Jonathan. But fear not. If the situation gets too dangerous, I shall retreat to my secret Scottish manor. I could hide you in my luggage, if you wish.
Thank you for the offer. I shall keep it in mind, but I have much to do here. There is a question I must ask you. Could Lord Redgrave be my maker?
I doubt it. If Lord Redgrave had made you his progeny, he would not have seemed so surprised when you demonstrated the strength of your lineage.
Will I ever discover the identity of my maker?
Maybe not, Jonathan. We know for sure you were made by a powerful vampire, but most of those fled England long ago.
Please forgive my bluntness, but I have to ask.
Oh, Jonathan. I know you shall always have a gnawing doubt about who made you an immortal, but I swear, I had nothing to do with it.
You have no idea at all. You seem to know so many.
Even if I had my suspicions, I would not dare give you a name so soon. All I can say is this. I will make inquiries and keep you informed.
One day soon, I will have to find the answer to this mystery.
And I shall help you in your research, I promise. For now, you must go to the Ascalon Club and play their game.
Will I see you again at the Pembroke Hospital?
No, you will find me here if you need me. I shall conduct inquiries alone, and we can then share our discoveries.
I want to thank you for all your support.
Could you do me a last great favor? And call me
I should be honored, my lady.
Then it is settled. Finally, some good news in these dark hours.
Thank you. I appreciate the advice. I had best prepare myself to meet this Lord Redgrave now.
How thrilling to meet the Earl of Bristol in the flesh, so to speak.
Something tells me you're not very keen on the man.
Don't get me wrong. The gentlemen of the Ascalon Club are honorable, but their attitude and opinions are somewhat antiquated.
I see.
As long as they deny access to female applicants, I will leave them to their antediluvian considerations as to the natural order of things. Jonathan, promise me you'll be careful.
Of course. But why the fear in your voice?
Look at me, Jonathan.
I am.
I mean, really look at me, young Ekon.
Разве не должно биться сердце?
We may be deceptive by nature, but this heart of mine has always told the truth.
Elizabeth.
Go, my friend. But come back to me soon.
У нас тут что, любовная линия, что ли, устанавливается? Вообще, по идее, сердце-то у меня биться не должно, раз они... Вот, видите, капилляры на лбу, но откуда это? Либо от мощи, либо от не очень хорошего самочувствия, непонятно. Так. Так. Ну что ж.
So, time to visit the Ascalon Club.
Давайте коротко для тех, кто не особо читал. Что такое? Доступен новый диалог. Доступен новый диалог. События. Произошло неизвестное событие. Интересно. Так, ну давайте сходим на наш диалог с доктором Слонс сначала, прежде чем пойдем по основному квесту. Для тех, кто, короче, не читал то, что там субтитры, я как-то не тружусь читать субтитры на самом деле, так что это будет на самом деле только мешать каждый, как бы, ну, пробегая взглядом, читает. Я думаю, этого достаточно, чтобы, то есть озвучить это только... Тем более, что за двоих озвучить это... Ну, два человека же в диалоге участвуют. Так о чем? О чем мы? О чем мы? Просто спуститься сейчас вниз, да и все. Короче, диалог шел о том, то, что типа нашего героя пригласили в Асколон. И после того, как он завалил, короче, ихнего синего типа, вот этого здорового, в подвальчике в этом. Блять, можно тпшнуться, пожалуйста? Я очень на это рассчитывал. Вот. И что еще? Короче, он должен будет к ним прийти, пообщаться там всякой знати элитой. Еще мы узнали немножко о себе, но там немного. То, что, во-первых, не она нас создала. То, что мы очень сильны. То, что Мэри была очень сильна, значит, так заражена была нашей кровью. То, что это говорит о том, что мы очень сильны, раз, ну, персонаж наш очень силен. Раз Мэри была настолько сильна от нашей крови. А Мэри была, ну, как вы помните, мне было потно, ребята, потно. Лупить эту сестрицу было реально потно. Я бы предпочел больше этого не делать. Так, у нас тут диалог какой-то намечается.
Hello, Jonathan. Back from the city already?
Tense, to say the least.
I am sure every obstacle will cede to your relentless determination.
Did you know that Lady Ashbury is an artist?
Well, actually, yes. I attended an exhibition of her paintings before the war. Beautiful landscapes and stunning portraits. I wish I had purchased one.
Perhaps we could go to her next exhibition, you and I.
What a beautiful idea, Jonathan. Did you know she told me once she had been a model for famous painters? But she never told me which ones.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
Oh, the legendary founder of the Ascalon Club.
So you do know him?
All the Brotherhood knows about him is highly confidential. He is dangerously intimate with the royal family and Britain's inner circles.
Are you afraid of him? Is he that dangerous?
No, but since most ancient vampires were killed or fled England during the Great Hunt of 1850, he may be the oldest British vampire. A myth in the flesh, so to speak.
What can you tell me about the Great Hunt?
A sad story, my dear friend. Tragic, in fact. The Brotherhood was betrayed by some of its most trusted members.
Why was it?
Not only did the Guard of Prewen hunt down and kill most...
Tell me about the betrayal.
The founders of the Guard of Prewen stole precious and unique documents and reports from the Brotherhood's library when they left. They used them to identify and locate their next targets.
I shall return.
Ничего важного, ничего интересного, ничего квестового такое. Короче, все эти диалоги вот дополнительные, по большей части такое. Ну, немножко дает информации, более раскрывает, так сказать, для... Ну, как для самого игрока, просто дает больше информации, как таковая. Не более того. Ладно, давайте сходим по квесту, потому что я даже немножко заинтригован. Реально, а такое бывает редко, чтобы мне самому было особо интересно. Ну, типа... Квест. И тут так нормально культ личности делают. Ну, то есть... У персонажа так достаточно хитро так, ну, квест и врагов наших, или в принципе сам квест так нормально, так диалогом подкрепляет интерес. Какая атмосфера игры, и тебе становится действительно интересно. Так, сейчас в последнее время никто особо не утруждается этим деянием, а это важная штука. Потому что иначе неинтересно особо вообще. То есть, ну, тебе как-то на всех пофиг, ты такой имбовый чувак. А после битвы с Мэри, при том, как они рассказали мне про этого типа, я не думаю, что я справился бы с этим типом, которым сейчас иду в бою. Он, наверное, будет весь такой себя галантный и важный. Так, здесь можно пройти вообще?
This is despicable. It's locked, all right.
Так, а мне же нужно сюда, по идее. Как же сюда пройду-то, господи? Вот так, что ли?
I cannot enter.
Пиздец. Пошли так обойдем. Наверное, специально делать, что с стороны, чтобы я прошел через все дерьмо, наверное, какое-нибудь. Опа. Так, еще один вампир. Пиздец, вас тут дохуя, ребята. Это не тот же самый, кстати говоря. Тоже с таким же мечом коротеньким. Вроде не тот же самый. Или тоже. Похож на другого, но кажется, это тот же самый, честно говоря. Так, сюда? Да, сюда, 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 сюда. Нам сюда. Понятно. Все ясненько. Да откуда здесь так до хера-то? Ты выебывался? Список. У них есть список, пиздец.
That was the vampire I saw earlier. This war takes no prisoners.
Откуда ты помнишь, что вампира? Что ты не помнишь, что ты с ним пересекался? Прикол, блин. Я не помню, а он помнит. Ты чё, Василий?
It's locked.
Что за пиздец творится в этом районе? Так. Пока нам нужно идти сюда. Так, о, нет, мы в другую сторону пошли. Нам надо сюда.
The West End. Never have I felt so sad to be back home.
Так, и не сюда нам. Хотя, был ли в том безопасное место какое-то отрисовано? Где оно вообще? А, нет. Бляха-мух. А, ну ладно. Окей. Он потный. Надо тебе завалиться раз. 29-й, блядь. Да чтоб тебя, Леша дрючил. Дай мне вылезти. Что? Что? Почему она была... Почему я умер вообще? Сейчас кровушку восстановим. Василий, дай отойти. Да то иди, что ли, господи. Больше я не буду в этой арке биться, мне не понравилось. В этой арке недостаточно это. Давай, Адишин, давай, не меньше, у тебя один удар остался. Блять, про взрыв забыл. Бля, я здесь не пройду из похода. Почему так мало хп? Чуть не умер, блядь. Снова. Че, юморите тут мне? Особняк теперь у нас тут будет. Видите ли. Сыворотка выносливости. Так. Все еще не хватает частей рукояти. Так. Прикол. Матушка его, точно, ты же его матушка, офигеть.
Jonathan, is it you?
Это его дом.
Where have you been, my prodigal son?
I'm right here, mother. I'm
Она,
finally
походу, не помнит тот случай.
But this son of mine was dead and is alive again. He was lost and now found. But where is your sister? Where is Mary?
Mary. She is gone, mother.
I know she's gone. The question is, when will she return as you have? I miss my grandson so much. It's been days since their last visit.
Я даже не ждал, что это его дом, кстати говоря. Я вот все хотел как раз с матушкой повидаться, то есть нужно же было загипнотизировать можно. Что ты головой качаешь? Тебя заточить можно за 500 опыта, блядь, за нихуя просто.
Are you working on a new painting?
Not recently. I have trouble focusing on my subject and my mind quickly drifts. It's the same thing when I try to write poetry.
I recently met a talented painter with an excellent technique. I wish you two could meet. I'm sure you'd like her.
I'd be glad to meet her. What is her name? Is she famous? Is she dead too?
She's not famous, and her name is of no importance. And yes, she is also dead.
The important thing is, I hope you two get along. If she ever fancies meeting your mother, I'd be glad to welcome her into my home.
То есть она знает то, что мы вампирчики. Ну, то есть наш вампирчик. Мэри была вампиром, вернется ли она так же. То есть вообще-то должна была разочароваться и должна не знать была об этом. Вот у меня был большой вопрос насчет того, что мать, ну, то есть, типа, Мэри привела сюда на похороны свою мать, ну, на битву мать свою, то есть, помнит ли ее тут Эшли Рид о нем, вообще о чем-либо происходящем, о дочери своей, хоть что-то, типа, там, помнит ли она такая, типа, ой, бля, привет. А я, типа, там похоронила то-то, то-то, и все. А потом, типа, такой пробел большой.
Do you need anything, mother? Can I help you?
I just want you to stay with me, Jonathan. Your room is ready. I asked Avery to make your bed.
I'll stay as long as I can, I promise. Do you need anything else?
Just one thing. Stop staring at me like that. As much as I love you, it breaks my heart to look at those empty and dead eyes.
Пугает этот взгляд. К сожалению, лечение ничего не даст. Валить мы, само собой, не будем.
Why do you say Mary is visiting you, Mother? You know that's impossible.
Why should it be? Are you not standing in front of me right now? Why should it be any different with your sister?
But Mary really is dead, Mother.
Yes. And are you not dead too? Isn't your father dead? And my grandson? And my son-in-law? You're all gone. But you all still visit me from time to time.
But I'm not dead, Mother. I'm really here, talking to you, trying not to cry.
Oh, it breaks my heart to have to tell you this. But of course you're dead, my darling boy. Just look at you, as pale as my Mary.
Мэри, походу, навещала ее, а бабка подумала, что это все глюки. Забавненько, забавненько.
Have you returned to Whitechapel Cemetery since Mary's funeral?
I never want to go back to that awful place. Wait. I think I went back once. And you were there too. And Mary? No. That can't be true.
Сейчас что-то
It was
помнит.
just a bad dream, Mother.
A nightmare, yes. Mary was so angry. I walked back home alone. If that kind policeman had not called Avery from the station, I don't know what would have happened.
Mother, do you know what's been going on in this area?
Not really. I don't go out much due to the epidemic, and when I do, I tend to get lost.
What do you mean you get lost? I hope you don't go outside alone.
Of course not. When I go out, your father always comes with me, but he leaves me there sometimes, and I have trouble finding the way back.
Да, старушка, конечно, совсем помутнилась. Ну ладно.
Goodbye, Mother.
Goodbye, son. Please come back soon.
Да уж. Чего не ожидал, того не ожидал.
I cannot enter.
Сейчас бы в своем доме двери запертые были, да? Нельзя идти сюда. Здесь вообще дверь не кликабельная. Все эти двери, которые запертые, они вообще как со временем оттуда открыты или нет? Я уже столько дверей наткнулся закрытых, что просто пипец. Да, мы достаточно... Наш перс достаточно богатенький. А это кто?
Good evening, Avery.
Mr. Jonathan, I can't believe my own eyes. Oh, it's a miracle. We all thought you were... Oh, sir, your poor sister. What a tragedy.
I know, Avery. I know about my sister's murder.
Miss Reed expected you to return to assist with the funeral, right up until the last minute. Where have you been, Mr. Jonathan? We needed you here.
How is my mother?
Not well, I'm afraid, sir. Miss Reed is very fragile since the police brought her back home.
The police? What happened?
Miss Reed was found walking in the streets. She kept saying she had spoken with her son and daughter. She's resting now.
Has she received appropriate medical care?
I'm taking care of Miss Reed myself. Hospitals are so overwhelmed by the epidemic that they can only accept patients infected by influenza.
Perhaps we could arrange a short trip. Somewhere sunny, like France. She has always been very fond of France. I think...
I'm afraid Miss Reed is too frail for the moment. Recently she started going out at night without remembering it. I have to watch her carefully.
I'm sorry I could not be here for Mary's funeral.
Your mother was strong, sir, but your support would have been appreciated. Apart from the priest and I, no one else attended your sister's funeral.
To be present at the funeral with you both was my dearest wish, Avery. But I'm sorry.
I would not dare to question your absence, Mr. Jonathan. All I can say is that we missed you a great deal.
What is the situation?
For a time, the West End seemed spared by the epidemic.
Have you no relatives anywhere? I'll understand if you want to take a few days to see family.
Your father managed to guarantee my earnings as long as I take care of this house, sir. My sisters are dead, and I've never met my nephews. I'll stay, sir.
Да, до последнего вздоха. Задачить мы его не сможем, и не очень-то хотелось.
Tell me the truth, Avery. Do you feel forced to stay here? Would you leave this house without the arrangement made by my father?
No, sir. I have nowhere else to go. And I promised your father I'd take care of his family as long as I live.
This house is dead, Avery. There is a curse on this family. You really should consider leaving.
If only you could have been here sooner or more often. Maybe this house would not be that empty. But you're here now, sir, so my task is not over.
You have served this family extremely well, Avery. Your support during these terrible times is much appreciated.
Then I will stay. All I ask is that you take care of my own funeral if I die before the end of the epidemic. No mass grave, please, sir.
Do you really think I don't take enough care of my mother, Avery?
Yes, I do, Mr. Jonathan.
You clearly have something more to say. Speak your mind, Avery.
I know you work hard to help the sick, but what will you do once the epidemic is over?
I really don't know. I have always enjoyed seeing new horizons. Once the epidemic is over, it would be nice to leave London for a while.
I understand, Mr. Jonathan, but you have to realize that your mother needs you. Your next departure could break her heart.
Goodbye, Avery. Please watch over my mother.
Of course, Mr. Jonathan, but please.
Забавно было бы, если бы я сейчас завалил ее, ну, маманьку. Был почти такой бред, я думаю. Так, куда мы вышли-то? О, мы вышли к квесту, прикол. Значит, можно было насквозь пройти наш дом, да? Особняк, конечно же, явно ничего не скажешь. Но...
The Ascalon Club. The heart of British vampire society.
Прям рядом с нашим домом.
Quite as
Пипец.
subtle as I expected.
Еще флаги висят вообще какой-то, прям как будто я иду в этот... В какое-то там, не знаю, административное здание. Такой же
Do you
видок.
know where you are standing right now?
In front of the Ascalon Club, I presume.
The Ascalon Club only summons or ostracizes. What is your business tonight?
I received an invitation. I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed. Please proceed. Lord Redgrave is waiting on you upstairs.
Что ж, осмотримся. Фига себе. Что здесь было?
There has been
Welcome
quite a
to the
battle
Ascalon
here.
Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Да уж. На вас напали, господа.
I'm sure the Ascalon Club has the money to replace the furniture.
Заменить мебель-то, может, и хватит.
Welcome to the Ascalon Club, then, Dr. Reed.
Все такие эти вампирчики галантные такие. Добро пожаловать, доктор Рид. Добро пожаловать. Мы вас так ждали. Да. Такие все зловещие, такие прям на фулфейре. Не, ну реально они все из себя строят такую прям элитку, всякую там воспитанность. Ой, здравствуйте, старички. Забавно быть обращенным старым вампиром. Тут эти два типа, вот интересно, вот они кто? То есть, ну, старым вампиром надо быть такой себе. Ты как бы старый, но как бы бессмертный.
Behold our visitor, the good Dr. Reed. Newborn of blood so pure and strong that even my friend Fergal Bansher was no match for him. Come forward, young Ekon, for we have so much to discuss. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. I am Lord Redgrave, Earl of Bristol and chairman of this exclusive association.
Lord Redgrave.
At last we meet. I've been eager to make your acquaintance. I've heard some astounding things about you. Please accept my condolences for your loss, Dr. Reed.
Thank you, my lord. Lady Ashbury expressed your wish to meet me.
Yes. The lady has always been a useful acquaintance, though not always reliable. Is she a good friend of yours?
She's a close friend, and I'm honored that she feels the same about me.
The centuries have taught me never to trust a woman completely, especially if she is a mortal. Too prone to emotions, if you ask me. Too fickle when it comes to important decisions.
My lord, do not expect me to speak ill of Lady Ashbury.
Of course not, and I praise your loyalty. Would you offer the same fidelity to the Empire?
What do you mean?
I speak of the Skull Plague that threatens London and the country. You have been on the front line in the East End, but the time has come to open up a second front here.
The epidemic has escaped the quarantine. You have new cases of the outbreak.
We don't know for certain, but we cannot allow the disease to threaten the prominent heads of Great Britain.
Why do you suddenly need me?
The Ascalon Club only recruits the best, and you definitely fit the bill. Your scientific and medical reputation alone would qualify you as a candidate.
You want me to find possible sources of the outbreak in the West End. Is that it?
Ah, straight to the point, like all eager newborns. We shall have time to talk about all this, Dr. Reed, but first, I should like to get to know you better.
Talk? Is that the only reason you asked me here?
Well, no. I also wanted to meet the intriguing Ekon, who made such a powerful progeny of his sister. You have not learned the name of your maker, am I correct?
Ну, даже не знаю, что ответить. То есть, ему правду сказать или...
No, I haven't.
Have no embarrassment, Dr. Reed. We all make mistakes. But whatever your lineage, you are definitely Ascalon material.
What do you mean?
I would like you to become a member of the Ascalon Club, and to serve me as such.
Before I accept, I have so many questions.
Please ask.
I killed Fergal, who claimed to be one of yours, sent to cleanse the East End of all skulls. Will his death be an issue?
Do not worry. My priorities have changed. Fergal was a zealous servant of mine, but like any servant, he had his limitations and is readily replaced if necessary.
What does it mean to be a member of the Ascalon Club?
It means that you swear to protect the interests of the Crown, that you become a loyal servant of the British Empire.
Do you have any official recognition from the government? A charter from His Majesty the King?
No. Of course, the Ascalon Club publicly supports the Empire, but the true nature of its members remains a secret.
Am I supposed to follow orders?
As founder and chairman of the club, I alone am entitled to make demands of our members, and I do appreciate obedience.
Как-то не хочется прислуживаться, честно говоря.
What is the Ascalon Club's express purpose?
We follow the credo of William Marshall, the greatest knight who ever lived. As was he, we are sworn to protect the British Empire.
Marshall founded the Ascalon Club.
Not exactly. William Marshall granted me immortality, and I founded the club a few years later. The good knight has been gone for so long.
What does Ascalon mean?
Ascalon was the lance wielded by St. George, glorious patron saint of England.
Ну, у нас нет другого выбора, как согласиться. Прежде чем согласимся, хочу заметить, что камера, диалоговая камера сделана просто, блять, уебищно. То я наблюдаю спину персонажа в одну-вторую экрана. Сейчас я также наблюдаю рожу персонажа в одну экрану, не вижу даже оппонента, с которым беседую. Что это такое, блин? То есть, ну реально, что это? Где он? Где ты? Я не вижу тебя. Кто так придумал вообще?
I agree to join the club.
This is good news. Good news indeed in these crucial times. Let's inform the assembly formally and proceed with your initiation.
My initiation?
Fear not. Nothing fancy nor dangerous. It is just that we, the members of Ascalon, believe that tradition and custom are the backbone of this country. My fellow members, dear friends, please gather and welcome this Ekon as one of our own.
Is he worthy? Is his blood pure?
Well, speak, Dr. Reed, in front of the most sacred blood. The blood of our beloved William Marshall. Speak now. Will you serve and protect the crown as he did?
Yes, I will.
Then, young Ekon, it is time to testify with your blood. It is time to sign the Book of Allegiance. I know it's awfully gothic and a tad pedantic, but England's traditions are the backbone of our nation. Delightful. Welcome to the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. Take your place among the bearers of the lance.
One of us! One of us!
Судя по всему, нам дает возможность побеседовать с каждым из... Или же... Не совсем. А вот с этим старичком дают.
Good evening, Dr. Reed. How does it feel to be this evening's centerpiece? Figuratively.
It's quite unsettling. As a doctor, I am more used to being the observer than the subject observed.
Do not be alarmed. The Ascalon Club has a tried and tested policy for choosing its initiates.
May I ask who you are, sir?
Why would you be interested?
Well, as you seem to be the only man in the room with a beating heart, you draw quite a bit of attention yourself.
Ah, vampire senses never cease to fascinate me. They dwarf those of mere mortals. I am Aloysius Dawson, by the way.
Are you not afraid? You are surrounded by vampires.
Sir, it's for that very reason that I joined the club in the first place.
So you asked for membership?
I have been a member of many clubs in many countries. But I must admit, this one is my favorite.
Is not the nature of this club a secret, shared by only a privileged few?
My dear Dr. Reed, I have spent years and a fortune precisely to gather that kind of information.
Интересный персик.
Are you a member of the club?
Yes, I am. And I have been for many years. And will be until the day I die.
Are you sick?
Personally, I consider my advancing years are a sickness in itself. My body is slowly abandoning me, Dr. Reed.
What can you tell me about it?
It's not really my place to give you such information. I am merely a mortal member, and a dying one at that.
Почему его не обращает, если он такой важный персик? Вопрос в этом еще стоит.
What can you tell me about Lord Redgrave?
I would not dare speak of our chairman without his consent.
Mr. Dawson, of Dawson and Dawson, the wealthiest man in England. It is a pleasure to meet such a prominent figure of London.
A withering London figurehead, to be precise.
Are you sick, Mr. Dawson? I am a doctor, you know.
My case is beyond the scope of traditional medicine. I have spent fortunes on the world's most competent doctors to arrive at that diagnostic conclusion.
I'm sorry to hear that, sir. Should I suppose that you're here in search of some form of immortality?
Absolutely not. I'm here to implement my plan to save the city I was born in. To cast out the ghastly evil that has us all on our knees.
Money cannot solve every problem. This mysterious epidemic is going to require more than money can buy.
You're right. Money is nothing unless one has the will to wield it. I have a plan, sir. A radical one that will save all that is essential in London.
What is your plan, then?
Quarantine and barricades are futile. What we need is a wall. A formidable, unscalable wall to isolate the deserving from the infected masses.
By doing so, you would create two separate ghettos. What if the disease gets past the wall? The results would be disastrous.
Not if we eliminate all suspected cases of infection as soon as they appear. A necessary sacrifice.
Are you not mistaking sacrifice for summary execution?
Why do you care? Are you not a vampire? Removed from all mortal concerns? Decisiveness is what the city needs, and it needs it now.
Да уж, стену поставить решил посреди города, и тем самым решить проблему с эпидемией. Ну, доктор ему сообщит, что это вы таким образом создадите только лишь...
That went well, did it not?
гетто.
It is
И
always
разделите людей.
to bolster the troops' morale, especially before a difficult battle.
You have the makings of a general, my lord.
I was, though very long ago, well, not quite a general, but a proud defender of the crown.
So why did you really want to meet me?
Straight to the point again, young Ekon. All right, let's talk, you and I, Lance Sparrow.
I'm listening, my lord.
According to my spies, you have worked with Dr. Edgar Swansea on the epidemic, and your findings were quite alarming.
You were spying on me.
Not personally. I rarely leave this building. But once he found you, Fergal kept me informed. Until you put an end to his mission.
Who was Fergal? I don't see him sipping tea with the others in the club.
Fergal Banshire was my squire of sorts. Even before becoming that magnificent beast, he was a brute. He served me well for decades.
No, I mean, what was he? He was clearly no ordinary vampire.
No, he was a Volcod. All muscles and instinct. Quite the rare breed. Ferociously territorial. Mortals often mistake them for werewolves.
Какой-то волкот, или волкодав какой-то.
You do know I killed him.
Yes.
Will you bear ill will towards me for his death?
Of course not. Your victory was quite impressive and courageous. You earned my respect.
Do you know Edgar Swansea?
Not personally, but I've been told he has some sort of immortal fetish and is a good friend of yours.
Does it bother you that I consider him my good friend?
As long as you reveal nothing of the club's inner workings, Why should I forbid you engaging in conversation with the good Dr. Swansea?
Yes, I'm convinced the recent invasion of frenzied scowls in London is directly linked to the epidemic. This is not the Spanish flu, but something else.
I would be glad to hear more of your discoveries, Dr. Reed, but for now, my main concern is the security of London's inhabitants, both mortal and immortal.
What do you mean?
Alarmed by the epidemic, the Guard of Prewen has started a war against us British vampires. To appease the situation, we must eradicate the scowls.
I have met peaceful and wise scowls. To exterminate them means we are no better than vampire hunters.
Scowls are hideous, shameful creatures that give all Ekon a bad name.
So, what do you want me to do?
I want you to investigate the city thoroughly. I have reason to fear there are cases of contagion in this part of town. Our absolute priority is to find and cleanse them.
And how would you like me to proceed?
By all means necessary, Dr. Reed. You are now a member of the Ascalon Club and you have carte blanche. Interrogate the locals, follow all the leads you find, and get results.
Lord Redgrave can play with the brave all he wants. But
Краснота была похожа на то, что я должен побеседовать со своим создателем. Создатель не появился.
How is you?
I have a few...
All right, but be quick.
May I ask you about the mortal who attended my initiation? Mr. Aloysius Dawson.
A member of the club does not normally ask questions about other members. We trust each other mutually.
But Mr. Dawson is mortal. Are you not afraid he might reveal who you are? Especially to your enemies.
Aloysius Dawson is a man of his word, as are all of us. This is the Ascalon Club, Dr. Reed. We do not grant access to the unworthy.
So he really is a...
Indeed. Only the most eminent members are allowed to attend such ceremonies. Even if I admit some of us fled during the first hours of the Great Hunt.
You made me swear on the blood of William Marshall during my initiation ceremony. Why was that?
William Marshall was the most glorious knight who ever lived. He served 5 kings, and was a living example of probity for all. And he was my maker.
William Marshall was a vampire? Is this some sort of joke? Wait. Could he be my maker?
That would be joyful news. For it would mean he still walks among us. But alas, the great knight has left this world for good.
Why is his blood so sacred to the Ascalon Club?
He was simply the greatest defender of the realm we have ever known. I fought by his side at the Battle of Preston, and he made me his progeny following the fight.
What can you tell me about the...
It's a major concern, and I'm convinced we'll only get a satisfactory conclusion by putting an end to the epidemic.
I have already met Geoffrey McCullum. I am certain he will persist until he has killed every last vampire.
The Guard's current successful recruitment campaign is driven by the ravenous behavior of the Scowls.
I see. So without the epidemic creating Scowls, the Guard could not convince anybody of our presence.
Exactly. Once we have put the epidemic behind us, we need only wait until the Guard grows old and weak. Time will once again become our ally.
What about the...
That is exactly why so many of our number have left the country until things improve. But not me. I founded this club. I'll die defending it.
Goodbye, Lord.
Godspeed, Dr. Reed. We are counting on you.
Почему именно мы? Ну типа я. А эти будут что, здесь просто стоять пиздец?
They must have spent years preparing their
Кровушку поглатывая. Беседы-то не хотят. Любопытно. Хороший кинжал. Вот эти вот цели с колонны, защита короны, хуёны. Вот интересно, насколько это правда, не прикрывается ли он. Не прикрывается ли он благими целями. Доктор Рид. Ладно. А вот и крикуны у нас тут появились. Так, ну что ж. На этом, я думаю, стоит прощаться. Если вам понравилось, не забывайте ставить лайки, подписываться на канал. Тут музлишко пошло блатное, крутое. Мне нравится эта музыка, кстати. Вот, на этом у меня все. Всем пока, ставьте лайк, подписывайтесь на канал, пишите комментарии. Всем всего доброго, всем пока-пока.